Hey, what's going on, you mellow brick roadies? This is your host, Van Windsor, here just to let you know that I love you and I thank you for staying with us for 50 episodes. I know I haven't really done an intro before an episode before, but I just wanted to let you all know how much I appreciate you listening to the show and sticking with us as we struggle and trip and blindly find our way through this whole audio visual medium. And that being said, I'm going to go ahead and apologize for this episode specifically, even though it's the 50th and it should be the best episode, a culmination of all of our experiences and everything we've learned thus far, right? But that's not the case, which is great. Trace sounds perfect. Trace is fantastic. Everything he does and says is just the best. Now, my microphone, before we started recording, we were having some issues, and it seemed to have been fixed, but listening to it as I'm editing, I'm realizing it's not fixed. So I have tried to clean it up the best I can, but you might just have to struggle through my words on this episode, which is probably not too abnormal considering some of the things I say. But I just wanted to let you know that I know that it sounds like I'm floating underwater in a submarine trying to talk to my brother about our show. So if you want to, listen to the show with that in your head, go right ahead. I'm okay with that. Just imagine that I am in an underground or an underwater submarine talking about, Emperor Nero castrating little boys. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoy the episode. Sorry again for the audio issues we're having on this one, but I love you. Appreciate you. Please keep watching and join the community. It's great. All my Mellow Brick roadies, enjoy the show.
Yeah, party over here, and then we go this way, then we go this way, then we go this way. All right, we did it. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us on the Mellow Brick Road today. My back is hurting, my knees are aching, my feet are screaming. It must be episode 50.
We are 50!
We are 50 paths old? 50 paths?
We've built 50 paths, and that makes you old and tired.
We've gone 50 paths together, and now we're finally completely separated. We're together but separated. Like every family right before divorce. We're together, but we're not quite. The weird in between we're in right now. Our family.
Yeah. We're just both living our own lives right now, and we're just having a really hard time meshing.
It's also Memorial Day weekend, so it's just busy all over the place right now. Everyone's just so busy remembering.
Right, and we saw each other, but we were on a boat drinking adult beverages. So
I worked all weekend.
And you worked unlike everybody else.
I went, oh yeah, like, believe me, I heard that. Well, like, oh, hope you don't guys be here all day. Nope, just most of the day. Thanks.
Yeah.
Just enough time to where when I get out on the water, it's super busy full of people.
Yeah.
It's been great. I love it. I made
Yeah,
a lot
I
of money,
wore
and it's fun.
I wore black in honor of the 50. I think that's a thing, right? When people turn 50, you wear black for them.
Like if they're gonna die. Like when
Yeah,
they
I think
die,
it's like it's like
you're past the halfway point.
you're
Don't forget.
more you're mourning them, yeah, ironically or whatever.
I
But it
don't.
also has a sick neon wolfman on it,
I
so
bought that for you. Like, yeah, man, I love that shirt.
yeah,
That's
Trans
awesome.
World. Go check out that episode.
Yeah,
We went to
it's a great
Trans World in
episode.
St. Louis. Great
I'm
episode.
wearing a tie-dye shirt. I was telling myself all day, if I didn't have any work today, I would have just gone to the store, bought a bunch of tie-dye supplies, tie-dye clothes on.
I freaking love tie
For some
dyeing,
reason, it
dude.
just hit me. I don't know. It's
I
just,
love tie
you know
dyeing.
it's gonna hit you. This is for the audio listeners. This gun I'm pointing at Trace right now. It's gonna hit him
Oh
right
Jesus!
Whoa!
No!
Whoa! He's dead now. Trace is dead.
Tristan!
If you're listening on audio,
Oh no, I think he says. I was getting ready to quote the guy, or I already tried the guy from 50 First Dates when they're having the bets on if he can talk to Drew Barrymore's character or not. And I pictured the cook in the back going 50, but I think he says 4. I think he says 40 because they do double or nothing. 40, I think. I don't know.
Oh, 40. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that part.
Oh man, what a great
Drew
movie.
Barrymore.
But yeah, and we're also I'm gonna celebrate with a Yingling lager. A traditional Yingling lager.
I also want to say I got my Brian Yingling. Yingling's gross, but I have Shiner Bomb, but I thought this would be more fun because it's also a can.
Yeah.
This is Keith. I got this in Hannibal, Missouri at the Cocoa Cannabis Company. I think it's the Co and the Co. Well, actually, no, Cannabis Only Company. I think it's COCO. But this is blue raz flavor. They had 5 different flavors. I tried the Mr. Puffer, which has Dr. Pepper, I think, and their orange soda, which is awesome. This is
those
blue
both
raz.
sound good.
I like this brand of flower. I like blue raz.
Yeah, me too.
One. Yeah, you don't know. And it says if you want to know what's in there, it's invisible now.
It's disappearing.
Okay. Taking my phone, take my hand away.
Ingredients. That's the ingredients list.
It's marijuana. It's 23.08 milligrams. Okay, let's
see if I can make this 50 in ASMR.
Look how weird the top looks.
Oh yeah, you do have a weird
because
top.
Cannabis products always have to have like the weirdest way to open the box.
I'm gonna see if I can
even like chocolates are always confusing. Okay, here we go.
ASMR here. Clink. Oh yeah, clink 50. Clink. Woo!
All right, so you gotta you open it that side, and then you gotta push it ahead so it kind of clicks, and then you have your little opening right there.
I've already taken 2 drinks.
Good. That's like blueberry soda. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's super good.
Yingling,
no one likes traditional. Trust me, I can't sell this stuff. I mean, it's all gone now, but that's just because we're out of it.
Yeah, the other stuff that people want. I was gonna put it in this really cool koozie, for the 50th. If anybody knows who this is.
Oh man, you don't smoke cigarettes either.
No, I don't smoke cigarettes, but it's Camel Joe.
I love
What's the back say? Smooth character, classic. I mean, like honestly,
back when
smoking cigarettes
made you look beautiful.
Yeah, one of the coolest. I'd say most well done, like ad campaign characters ever. I mean, just like
Camel.
Awesome. I mean, that's the cigarette brand, but I mean, is that what you mean? Camel Joe.
I actually forgot.
I don't know, but unfortunately,
I won't say it's because of where it's made, but I know that because I know Marlboro does a Turkish blend. I don't know if that means it's made in Turkey. I'm just gonna stop trying to figure out already. I've gotten much wiser in my old age. 50.
Yeah.
Does it fit?
For the audio listeners, this is like a hard plastic beer koozie or can
has
koozie.
A decapitated camel head that he got in safari last year with his family.
Smoking a cigarette with black sunglasses on. It doesn't fit. So I don't know if that's something to do with like its age and its like shrunk or something. I mean, it definitely is supposed to hold a can, and Yinglings are, regular cans. So, but it's definitely not a skinny one. So I don't know. But there's Camel Joe for anybody that's never seen one of those.
Yeah, man.
It's my prized possession.
A fun part of American history, I'd say, is Camel Joe. And another, speaking of American history and really what things that I consider fun facts of American history, I want to talk about this man named Andrew Myrick. All right, that's Myrick, Myrick, right?
Okay.
He was a storekeeper on a Minnesota Native American reservation.
Okay.
He told this guy, he was real cool with Native American, right? He would tell them to eat grass if they got hungry, because he wasn't going to feed them, right? They couldn't afford food. He was like,
Yeah, you can't have our food.
You can't eat my food. This is white food. It's our yogurt, it's our cottage cheese, it's our then sliced turkey, white meat turkey, of course. And so back in the day, there was the Dakota War of 1862, which was a huge culmination of just like white people, Native Americans, basically Native Americans like rising up, attempting to rise up against the white man, and basically the immigrants, the smelly, dirty, stupid immigrants from Europe that came and started raping and killing them and giving them diseases. So the Dakota War of 1862, they kind of were trying to fight back, and Andrew Myrick, the storekeeper, was actually found dead on the very first day of this war with grass stuffed in his mouth. And I think that is fucking cool.
That is poetic
so cool.
Justice right there.
Yeah. It's like another story I read. It's not the same, but like people remember, like he stuffed people for so long. They remember.
That's great.
They said the same thing with like other animals. They said like crows or ravens. Whichever one's like the smart one. I think it's crows. They will, like, if you like pester a crow, it'll follow you around and like fuck with you all the time. But also, there was a story I read about a gorilla. I think it was a silverback gorilla. Escaped from its, encampment at the zoo, little area, and it went straight into her body, except for one woman. It went out and found a woman and mauled her to death. And then it was just like done, I think they shot her. I'm almost certain they shot her. Turns out that woman, for days before then, had been harassing that gorilla.
Oh, I don't
fucking,
like
hitting the
that.
glass, like
Hitting
fucking
the
with
glass.
it, like yelling at it, shit like that. So he got he found his escape, and he found that bitch and tracked her down.
Yeah, fuck her, man.
Ruined her
and then,
life.
Yeah, it literally ruined her fucking life. Yeah, I don't like that, messing with the animals and stuff. They're already miserable. They're already
like being kept in a fucking cage.
Back to Mr. Grassman there. Do you think the Native Americans like thought of it beforehand? Like, oh, we're gonna fucking kill this guy. We're gonna put grass in his mouth because that's what he wants us to do. Or was it like they killed him, he's laying there, and somebody's like, hey, what if we put grass in his mouth? Like, both directions are funny, but like
I want to say the Native Americans that wanted that he told to eat grass, like they were definitely the ones that heard him, and then they were like shoving grass.
Eat grass.
It sounds like a thing that like everybody knew. That's what he would tell them. Like everyone. So like then like they were like, oh, so no matter who sees him, they're like, oh, God, what was coming to him? That's a big message. People come back, they remember.
Yeah, that's so freaking cool.
Don't fuck with people unless you have enough power.
It's amazing to me that a white guy would walk into that and just assume he's right.
Yeah.
I know that sounds dumb, but like he walked into, a land of a massive group of people and was like, I'm in charge here. You can eat grass if you're hungry.
Oh yeah, isn't that weird that people have?
And then he thought nothing, like, dude, you're gonna get grass shoved in your mouth after you're dead. Like I don't understand.
Like I said, if you have enough power, you can pretty much do whatever you want in the world. I almost said these days, and this has been going on for a long time. Example, the segue here. Back in 67 CE, Emperor Nero, fucking lame ass dude, not a
Oh,
He
is he the
found,
one that's super fucking ugly
yeah,
in like his statues and shit?
yeah, he's super ugly.
I think he's
He found a
super ugly.
boy named Sporus who looked a lot like his deceased wife. So Nero, being the cool guy that he is, he had Sporus castrated, put in female attire, and made his entire court play along with the act. Now, this is very different than transgender people these days. People going through surgeries and doing the transition.
Right.
This is very different because one, this was forced. This is like
Right, I
this
was
is
gonna
like
say,
what Republicans think transgenderism is. This is what
yeah,
they think is
parents
going on
like
in schools. They think that this is what
capturing
liberals
people.
do to kids. They think kids like they're castrating kids against their own will. This was against Forrest's own will. He did not want this to happen. He was probably just walking through the shop one day looking for beans, and he just had on maybe a little bit too tight of a jacket. No, I'm not going to victim, but he just like looked like I don't know what that even looked like his deceased wife. And he
Like
just
the
as
same
emperor,
cheekbones.
he's just like, hey guards, get that guy, chop his dick off on your fast.
No, not that guy. Get that like teenage boy.
Yeah,
You know what
he
I
was
mean?
a
Like,
boy.
and
He was the same boy.
maybe it was different then. Like maybe that was a man back then, but
I do have some more info
that's
on
still a
here.
young boy.
It says
Please keep going.
Sporus outlived Nero. Excuse me.
Oh, good.
And he was then taken as a sex slave by a Praetorian guard who helped overthrow Nero and tried to become emperor himself.
Not good.
Yeah, he failed and he was killed.
Who was?
So
The emperor?
the guard.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And so the next 3 Roman emperors then took Sporus for the same purpose, and then one allegedly planned to have him killed in public spectacle that reenacted the rape of Persephone, which is with Hades. There's a beautiful statue of that.
I think we looked it up. I think we've had it on the podcast.
Because you could like see him
the
skin, like, oh man, it's amazing.
It's like a statue that you can literally see the like squeeze of her skin.
Oh yeah.
We showed it on the podcast.
Sporus avoided this by killing himself.
Oh,
and by the way, he was 19 when he died. About 19.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
He didn't even get to live.
Yeah.
He got freaking kidnapped, castrated.
Okay, so Nero, like a lot of his like shit is pretty exaggerated, like him being like a huge asshole in a lot of ways. It's exaggerated, but a lot of this is real, including this whole like apparently this is a certain type of slave called the puri delicati, which translates to delicate / sweet / soft boys. Like, do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Dune. Let's wrap this around to Dune. I can always do. That's what Baron Harkonnen. He's really good.
It always comes back. It always comes back.
Nephew fake, bro. Anyway, so these were slaves taken as prepubescent boys to be sex slaves, this was a huge thing in the whole society. I mean, my God, the whole like boy love thing. That's all over them.
They had a word. You know what I mean? Like they had a term for what these.
We don't call it boy love. We call it pedophile.
Right.
Which is like not just boys. Well, that's the thing with Romans. It was specifically boys, soft young boys.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if I needed help somewhere, I looked at a young boy, I wouldn't think of him as sweet or like soft or anything like that.
You should never ever describe a boy as soft.
Yeah. I think TJ Miller has a joke about that where he talks about where he talks about you can describe. I think he's talking about young girls, but in this case we'll use young boys. He's talking about you can call them young, like that's great. But the second you say it twice, it's creepy. Look at those young boys. It's like, it's immediately like if you just said, "Oh, look at that young boy," there's nothing to it. I mean, I guess there could be, but
just
the second you say young,
I see a bunch of kids. I just go, "Look at this fucking kid."
Yeah, look at this kid. I want to castrate.
I see kids. I always go, "Oh, kids are here."
No, here's a question.
It's so annoying and loud.
Here's a question you're not going to know the answer to. How do they do that? How do they
Castrate them
castrate in that time? Dude,
with a
this is
hot
so
knife.
long.
With a hot knife.
Oh
I have the
gosh.
answer for you. I know the answer. It's with a hot knife, buddy. I can describe. I know what the
Oh.
blade looks like that they use, but
Ew.
I
Do
know
you
a
think it
lot
was
about
like,
Roman stuff.
do you
I
think it
love the
was like,
Roman culture. It's so interesting. They
was
naked
it,
wrestled. That's more Greek, but
yeah, was it ceremonial or was it just quick? Hey, he needs his ex-wife or dead wife
um,
now.
no, I think the castration in that sense probably wasn't public. I mean, they
Oh,
didn't. I don't really know what their doctors, what the privacy is between doctors and patients. So per
right.
se,
What a, ugh,
yeah, it's
ew.
pretty fun.
That's
Pretty fun.
freaking horrible. Um, have you ever seen those things where they take the statues of famous people or paintings or of them and I don't even know how they do it. They like make them realistic. Like if this person existed, here's probably what they would look like
Oh, the death
with
mask
their,
and all that.
yeah, death mask. That's what it is.
Yeah, those
That
are
shit's
cool.
crazy,
That shit's
dude.
really cool.
I don't
It's
understand it, but
I would love a death mask. I think it'd be so fun. Not fun,
um,
but
right.
I don't know.
Nero is one of
If I want to
those.
get, I mean, if I want to get cremated, then yeah, I'd want to get the death mask so that you put the and then you put the mask in front of the
Oh, on the urn.
urn. You put it in
That
front of
would
the
be
urn.
that would be pretty cool. I've never heard of that. But
It
Nero
looks
is
like
one of
it looks like I'm a
those.
soup can. Yeah, like a can of coffee.
Nero is one of those that's like he's pretty ugly.
Yeah, he got no chin,
He's got
no
the
chin, but
all neck
he has
beard.
no chin, and yet yeah, he has just a neck. It's oh man, it's the strangest
He's got
face.
the neck beard that highlights the fact that there's not a lot of chin there, and no like jaw structure at all. But he
I
he's
can't even
probably a
do it. I can't
product
even
of
like
and
get
his
my chin back far enough to
and
even like try.
do you remember I've been watching it. Uh
Mm.
Ned's Declassified. I've been
You have
watching
been
it, but
watching it.
remember this the teacher that has the hair that
Oh
is
yeah,
literally
all
like
the
a
way around.
circle
Yes, I
on
love
his
that. I always think about that person. I always forget where they're from.
it's
I thought it was
so
Ferris
early
Bueller.
it's so early on and he's like swiping it and I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot all
Does he
about
do the thing
this."
with his when he licks it and then goes
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
way
yeah.
around? Oh man, it's
Because
amazing. The first time I
it's
saw
an
that, I was like, that's what I want.
it's an episode about being like having like teachers basically and how they can be distracting to you. And of course, there's like a hot
Yes.
Spanish teacher, and then
Oh
Cookie's like, I
yeah,
can't pay
she's
attention in
muy
class.
caliente.
So he transfers from that one to the freaking swoop over guy. And then Cookie's like, I still can't pay attention. It's so funny.
Oh my
But
god.
that's what Nero's. I mean, he has hair. He has like a mullet,
He
like
was a
a.
ginger, I'm pretty sure.
He's a. That's what it said. That's what they depict him as. But it's
But
like
that could be an exaggeration just to make him look
straight
worse.
down. It's like straight down off the back of his head. And then he's got like the circle beard. Like it looks like it's all one piece. And then he has like a mullet thing. It's just
Ugh.
it's just bizarre. Yeah,
He's hideous.
his scan is rough on him.
That's what
But if
happens. That's
you're
what happens after generation and generation of incest, loving in the
yeah,
families, dude. That's what that does.
dude, he came to power at
Genetics
16.
get genetics get super fucking weird, man. After like the third generation, like genetics start to really get fucking wonky on the DNA system or whatever
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. You know, I'm talking to man. I'm just putting out random science words, but that shit does fuck with you. Speaking
Ooh,
of stuff
that's
fucking with you, uh, you well, we weren't there, but we were on state track for Missouri was a week or so ago,
yeah.
right? While we were in
When
Texas,
we were on our way to Texas.
records got broken, right? That was pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, there it's dude, I are we getting old? I think we're getting old.
I don't know,
Kids seem so fast right now. But I
but
also want to say there's other things they're like I'm not gonna say they're horrible at because they're state like
these
you
days,
know they're not as good. Like they're bad, arguably, compared to what
a
we
what?
saw when we were that age.
A what?
In like hurdles,
Oh,
There
dude, the
wasn't a lot
hurdles
of good
were a
hurdling going
travesty,
on.
man. The hurdles were a travesty. I don't even want to talk about that. I was trying to step a segue,
Then
but
segue. That's what
hurdles.
50-year-olds do.
I'm thinking about hurdles, man. This shit was so scary. They were so terrible at it. But yeah, some records were broken. We saw some records get broken. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And as a planet, we're getting pretty close to breaking another record. Did you see
I
that?
see. Yeah, I see where you're segueing now.
Yeah, global warming is set to break the key 1.5 Celsius limit for the first time, which is super exciting because it means that we're like 90 years ahead of schedule of the Earth heating up. Did you know it's supposed to be 90 degrees all where we are?
I did, and with like little chance to rain, if any.
What is rain anymore? What is it?
Exactly.
Where's it at?
I haven't mowed for 2 weeks, which is a great thing, but also a really, really, really bad thing.
Now I'm living at the Mark Twain Canyon. No longer a lake anymore.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, though.
That would be cool to see what's underneath. People to see what's underneath.
Old towns.
Whole entire Atlanta.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. So there's
multiple Atlantis.
There's an article that BBC put out. So obviously a credible source. About 2 weeks ago, researchers say there's a 66% chance we will pass the 1.5 Celsius global warming threshold between now and 2027. So, like you said, way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, I don't think people like it. I mean,
we're more than likely.
People hate talking about global warming. It's just like, oh my god, okay,
oh, there's a whole movie about it.
It's extremely serious. This event, this 1.5, this is very serious. The target, right, was limiting warming to 1.5 when 2100 rolls around. That was the goal, right? And we're about to surpass it just 8 years after the target. Like after we had talked about it, we were like, okay, 2100. That's the year. That's what we're hoping for. Haven't even gotten at a single digit figures yet, and we're about to pass it. So great job, everybody. We're doing a great job. We're killing it. The Earth, we're killing it.
Literally.
So, yeah, that's why I bought that.
With that, so like the people that are like, oh, what's the big deal? It's only 0.3 degrees higher or whatever. But people don't realize that this temperature thing brings like way stronger storms. Like there are noticeable differences between the storms we had 20 years ago and the storms we have now. Like people being like, wow, that was a big one. We must just live in Missouri. No, there are things happening on our planet.
People are in denial. Everyone's in denial because they're scared out of their fucking minds.
Yeah,
everyone's fucking scared of this, but no one wants to talk about it because it's annoying to everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gone up 16% in a year. The chances of this occurring, which is insane. It's actually insane.
The people that are like, oh, but we're all I'm gonna be dead before it becomes like a real issue. Dude,
fuck you.
Selfish bitch. All right.
Yeah.
You know what? You need to read Dune. You need to read Dune, bro.
Read
Dune. You got the palm trees on Dune. 5 gallons of water per person, and each one of those drinks enough water for 5 people. That's 20 gallons per tree. 100 people, 5 trees. The whole dream, because the dream is to terraform Arrakis and make it not a desert but a rainforest, like beautiful place, right? And they say they're like, this is not like we're not doing this for us or our children or their children or their children's children or their children's grandchildren, right? They're their grandchildren's grandchildren are going to be the ones that will be enjoying this beautiful dream that we have. But our job is to get it going. We know we're not going to succeed in it in our time, but it's not for us, it's for the future. Because if we don't do it now, the generation below us has a harder time getting it started. And if they don't do it, generation below them has a harder time, and then eventually you just fizzle off.
Yeah.
So thanks,
Um,
boomers. Thanks,
I
baby boomers. You fucking dickheads.
I do want to add on this. It's also has to do with the fact that we're in an El Nino
El
pattern.
Nino.
El Nino
That
pattern.
means the baby.
Um,
The big,
which just
baby boy.
it's just for some reason the weather pattern adds to it. So there's a chance that we surpass the 1.5, and then when we get out of El Nino, we actually fall back down.
Mm.
Maybe let's just keep going down. Let's not
keep going down. Let's stop with the cut down of the rainforest. Let's stop with the oil. Let's get more solar batteries going.
Dude, you know how bad I want solar power? I think
Yeah, that'd be
I don't
cool.
why are we not utilizing that more? And
Because
I know I'm
the
kind of
electric
ignorant on
company,
this stuff,
it's
but
because the like wired electricity is so ingrained in everything. You know how many jobs the
right.
electric company makes?
I
Same.
understand, but
it's exactly. But that's why. It's like
yeah,
why don't we just close it down? Well, everyone probably wants that, but like a lot of people like have those jobs, so it's kind of like you'd have to get rid of an entire industry and fire everyone. But like they do the same thing. They're doing the same thing in Florida with the drag show industry. They're just going, we don't like it. And it's like, but this is my job. Like I've been doing this for
yeah,
like decades. Like this is my live
yeah,
show, and I do. They don't fuck.
yeah. I mean, I
You know,
work in an industry
it's like
that if
Jesus.
somebody very, very, very smart comes up with a better way to provide internet to people, it would be obsolete. Like if there was a way to just solve what we do, then it becomes obsolete. So, but my thing is like, I just feel like it's, I don't know. It just seems crazy to me that we have so much surface area in the United States, and I don't know, we're already trillions of dollars in debt. Like, what would hurt
Like in
covering?
Arizona, I mean, holy cow.
Yeah, fucking
Nevada, New
Utah.
Mexico,
I mean,
Grand Canyon. I mean, well,
yeah.
America, well, they started doing it in the oceans, like how Japan's been doing it for like a long
Whoa.
time.
Never even thought about that.
You put them on the ocean, but they also are. Japan's been doing these things for a long time uh, with the underwater motors, where like they put them underwater, like on in currents, and the
Hmm.
currents go through the like a fan. It's almost like a wind. It's like a wind turbine, but underwater. So it's like a
Yeah,
continuous current of water is flowing through it, charging the battery. It's like that.
that's fucking cool.
Super cool, dude. Japan. I mean, if you want to look at like real stuff, Japan's got a lot of cool stuff. South Korea has a lot of cool stuff, and America is just like kind of tied on. And they just won't. I mean, Americans don't really join like global initiatives until they become trendy. Once they
Hmm.
become trendy, then like America takes over, and we're like we join it, and then we're like we'll take it from here. We'll blow it
Yeah,
up until it becomes a huge thing, and then it explodes.
which,
We're good at making fads. What can we say?
yeah.
We're good at making
Um,
fads. Rise, fall, new fad. Rise, fall, new
so
fad.
right. I would say that on this podcast we do a lot of like we just present information and then we kind of leave it up to you guys, but I do want to add some things. So it sounds simple, but you can use more LED light bulbs, energy efficient appliances, lights.
LEDs right there.
You know, it's as simple as hanging things up to dry around your house rather than running the uh, drying the fucking dryer 10 times a day.
Oh
If
yeah.
it's possible, walk to work, bike to work, share a vehicle with somebody if possible.
Pick up trash on the side of the road, you fucking pigs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stop throwing your shit on the side of the road. How about
Right.
that?
Think about what you're eating. Try to eat more fresh vegetables and fruits and things like that. That also cuts down on waste and trash, and
If you're
all the things that require injury.
a smoker,
Energy.
if you're part of that hashtag THC life, I suggest getting if you roll your own joints, I highly suggest getting the raw rolling tips, these little bad
Hmm.
boys right here, because they're biodegradable. So after you're done smoking them, the joint, instead of throwing these away, you can collect them. And when you got a good collection of them, like however many, I don't know, or you can just throw them right in the ground. I think they degrade after like degrading after like 3 days, and then by 3 months you have like super because there's so many nutrients in it. They're totally like natural. You get like really black, like nutrient rich soil out of these bad boys. So what people do is they smoke them, they save them in like a little box or something, and then when they have enough, they'll buy like a new plant and they'll throw these in with the potting soil, and then put the plant on top. Or you can like use it to like plant trees, or just put them in your garden or just wherever. Just you can throw. I mean, this is like the thing where like if you see someone like flick one of these out their car window into the grass, it's fine because
Yeah.
the grass likes these things. Cigarette
Yeah.
butts they don't like. But like
I love that.
I would suggest raw rolling tips. Same with the papers. The papers are also natural. So like you can throw that into the ground, see how it's on the ground. You can see that. You can actually see like the little bits of plant material inside their stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
oh yeah.
I have
So
a
you can just
I have a
those are the best.
I have a great story to go along with our little
Or just smoke out of
so
an apple.
or that
That's all.
or that.
That's funny. That's pretty cool too. That's an apple pipe.
Um
Sweet.
so I want to bring up a thing. I'm sure I've told you about this. I still think it's like the only thing I remember from college. And I think it's the coolest fucking thing.
A squared
So
plus B squared equals C squared.
no, I didn't learn that
Not
shit.
learn that in college.
So I was in a thing called sports venue management, which is dealing with sports stadiums. Doesn't matter. But we had a professor from Brazil that has helped with like all the Olympics in the last, 40 years. Like they fly him to the country and he does all these crazy things. Anyway, he's from Brazil, and he told us about a soccer field in like what do they call that? Like the slums, like like those terribly overcrowded areas
Yes.
in South American countries. Like that's literally what this is. And they have a soccer field right in the middle of it, and there was this massive group of people that came together to build a new soccer stadium, and underneath the field there are like kinetic energy tiles that as the players are running around on the field, it collects that energy from them, and it powers the floodlights on the field so they can keep playing. So if they keep playing, the lights will come on and it won't turn off until they stop playing.
That's
like it powers the lights. Dude, he told that story, and I remember going home and reading every article I could find on it and being like, I want to go there. That is so fucking cool. That's the coolest thing ever. It's let me see if I can find the name of it. It's let's see. It's in Brazil. It's in Rio de Janeiro. It is built as Brazil's first player-powered soccer pitch. It doesn't soccer. Oh, Pele was there. That's cool. I didn't know that part.
I would love to
it's in a place called Moro da Mineira slum. That's kind of what I'm gathering here. But dude, it's just like,
so it's just like it's like a public field.
Yeah, it's kind of like
that's cool.
It's like I was gonna say Stankowski. It's not that big.
I was also thinking of Stankowski.
It's just a public field.
They should Stankowski do that. That's pretty sweet.
Available. But it's literally right in the middle of just the houses stacked on top of each other, all the different colors and stuff. Like I know it's not. I shouldn't say this. Like it's super picturesque. I know it's not picturesque in like a good way. But it's such a unique like sliver of the world. But yeah, it said that these tiles only cost about $500 a piece, and there's 200 tiles on the field.
Wow.
So this was a startup company. I saw it and now I lost it. But it was a startup company that did it basically out of their own pocket to like obviously gain attention of other people.
Yeah.
And $500 a tile for that, like that sounds that's like going to the moon, dude. That sounds like,
especially for like
that is so cool to
like
me.
City planning. That doesn't seem like too much.
Yeah. So think about and so from there, I think we wrote a paper about like other uses. And I think I wrote a paper about like a bike lane or sidewalks having these tiles. And so
The
that
lights
when
turn on while you're
energy,
walking.
yeah, so when you're there, like they just turn on, which now we have like motion sensors. So
I
it
bet.
might,
I bet hospitals could really benefit with
oh yeah, yeah,
waiting rooms. Because everyone's always so nervous to go in. They're always tapping their feet in their
yeah.
waiting room. So like,
Wow.
because they're so nervous, so like that'd be perfect. Or like
Yeah.
therapy offices.
Yeah.
Because maybe just
Um,
waiting Jiffy Lube waiting rooms. Where they're just sitting there drinking their coffee, quote unquote coffee in there. Or they got like the same 4 Jiffy Lube commercials playing on the loop and
um,
the tiny TV in the corner. And there's only one guy, and he wanted to look at you because he's like, he doesn't want to read that car magazine behind some glass. And like, hello. He's like, just wait. Okay. You gotta wait till someone calls
Pavagen.
you like 2 hours later and they say, yeah, so we were looking at your oil and your tire rear axle fell off. Just like it must have been rusty.
That'll be
You have to pay
six
for that.
thousand dollars.
So we got your car hanging upside down over there on the wall. You can pay us
What?
$5,000 per tire to get it off.
My question:
So
Does it need
that's
to be?
where we're at now. You
Does
can
it need
try
to be?
driving it, but I mean, I'm just telling you right now, I would, and I'm the one with the oil stains on my pants. So.
Yeah. Does it need to be 6 feet in the air to fix the car? Does it have to be 6 feet?
I thought that's why they had the little rolly board.
Yeah,
things.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Why do you
if
have
you
the
put it
rolly
like,
board? Well, it's probably because all the after. This is what I'm saying. Generation after generation after generation. If you're not helping yourself, and people after you, they're
yeah,
gonna get worse and worse. So it's a generation of beer drinker and
yeah,
raising beer drinkers and beer drinkers. Now they got too much of a beer belly. They can't slide underneath the cars. That's why all
yeah.
the trucks are also souped up so high now. So the drivers, they got the big old bellies.
Um,
Not all drivers, but you know.
so I will say I'll have to look more into this, but this article was written in 2014. That's when the field was built. That's when the tiles cost $500 a piece, and it said the price is falling all the time. And so
Solar panel. Hey, solar. Now's the time to get solar panels. By the way, you want
yeah,
them because they're cheap now. You can get.
um,
If I ever got like a van or a camper, that'd be like one of the first purchases. I think it's just like a nice little strip. You saw what Sam had on his boat, right? You
oh
see
yeah,
this?
yeah, the solar
I
powered.
would
Yeah,
get like that size of like the solar powered tile.
yeah. We have a family friend that bought a sailboat recently, and they had
It,
solar powers on it.
just enough to charge like the lights and all. It was not a very big boat, but like all the stuff that powered, power battery.
Yeah,
It
like,
was like 100. I
and
think it was hitting 100 watts out. Pretty good.
that's
That's all
great.
you need.
Yeah. Um, so so this company Pavagen had already installed tiles in train stations. And this is, I believe, a Europe-based company. I'll have to look, but train stations, shopping centers in Australia, and then airports. And then the soccer field was kind of like its first big step into something different. So I think one of like the lead, um, let's see, or one of the guys on like one of the soccer teams, local soccer teams or something, was quoted in the article, and I just thought this was cool. He said, "My father named me Edson after Thomas Edison," said the longtime
Ooh.
star striker whose birth name is Edson Arantes do Nascimento. So I thought that was cool. That's a cool
You
little
gotta
thing.
say it like that.
I had to go up with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had to go up, and
As if he
yeah.
just made a goal.
Yeah, I was thinking, do I say goal after I finish his
Have you ever
name
heard
or
of the Canadian rise?
no?
It's a way that the way that Canadians speak, the dialect. I heard this. I think you can find this on YouTube. It's Mike Myers describes this. Um, I don't remember, it was like GQ or something, but he describes it in the Canadian rise is when it's how Canadians can talk to each other or anyone, and they know exactly when it's their turn to talk, right? So whenever a Canadian is talking to you, they will speak. At the end of each sentence, they will speak with a rise in it. Whenever they're telling you a story, and when they get to the end of the story, it's going to go down, and that's when you talk now. So it'd be like, today I was at the park and I saw Jeffrey, and we went to not like
Hmm.
not like sad, but like we went to And then like, you would just go down like that. And then you go, oh, that's so fun. I went there the other day. And then I went to the bakery and I got some donuts and they were chocolate and strawberry and they were so good. And then you
Oh,
pick it up.
I think I found the video, but I don't
Yeah,
know
you
how I
just
should watch it.
you just
Or
watch it later. Watch
yeah,
it
I'll
when we're
watch it.
done.
You guys look it up because I'll watch
I
it
think
later.
you can. I think you can just find it on YouTube. That's interesting. He has a few interviews about that. I love listening to Mike Myers talk about Canada and Canadian culture.
It's only 30 seconds, and I just typed Mike Myers Canadian Rise, and it popped up. So
I thought it was. I think it's Canadian Rise. I believe that's what it's called, or what he calls it. And shout out Pitabret on Netflix. Watch Pitabret. It's hilarious.
oh
So
yes,
funny. Love that
wow!
show.
I need to rewatch that. I haven't
I've seen it
in
like
a while.
4 times. It's so good. I watched it like twice in a week. I was having such a fun time.
It is very fun.
You know,
He's saying the Canadian Rise. That's what he says in the clip. I can see through the quotes. So
there you go.
look that up.
Here's something else that's really fun. I want to talk about the Jim twins because you were learning about the Jim. You just learned about them. You didn't know these guys existed.
Yeah,
I think I heard this story a long time ago, but I can't remember. This is a lot more info than I thought, so it's nice that I found it. The Jim twins, who were separated at birth, these two brothers. I guess
two brothers.
Just two brothers separated at birth. I guess
we were not separated.
Well, we were separated
we've
at birth
been together
because you were in a different room than I was.
I was born a year later.
There was a point after your birth where like we met, and then I'm sure we were separated away from each other for a short time, and then we probably met up again.
And we're separated right now. Oh, two brothers separated at 50. These guys reunited with each other. We're separated.
Oh, that's sad.
We've been together and separated. These guys were separated.
I hope it doesn't take as long as them because it took us 39 years to get reunited.
Oh gosh!
Both of them had married and divorced someone named Linda, who hasn't. And we're currently married to someone named Betty, which is interesting. They both had some sons named James Allen. I wonder if it was spelled the same too, Allan, or if the person who wrote these is correct. They both had dogs named Toy, which is a unique dog name.
What?
I don't know. Toy? I've never met a dog named Toy. I'm imagining a small dog. Email us at mellowbrickroad@podcast@gmail.com. If you have a dog named Toy, what kind of breed is that dog? And send us pictures if you can.
And if it's not named Toy, just send us pictures of your dogs.
Oh yeah, just let us.
We love your dogs.
Pictures, yeah. They both drove the same car. Don't know how they didn't meet before they knew they were driving the same car. Like they had to live in the same garage. What was going on there? They both had jobs. They both had jobs in security, and both regularly vacationed at the same beach in Florida. And for me, that makes me think that I haven't been at the beach at the same time. Some point.
Let me say this though.
So many similarities.
The picture, I wouldn't immediately guess they were twins. Like if it was a lineup and they said pick out the two guys that are twins, I don't know if I would, based on this picture, I don't know if I would pick those two out.
Yeah. Wait, are they both named Jim too?
So since they were separated, they were both
I actually don't know that
part. So I had read through the article. Since they were separated, one was adopted by the Lewises or Lewis, and then the others were adopted by Springers. So one of them they're both named James, but then they both took up the name Jim.
No.
So it was James Lewis and James Springer, and they both changed it to Jim, or not changed it, but they went by Jim. And then I did notice when you were talking there, they both named their sons James Allen. One of them spelled it Alan. The other one spelled it Allan. So 2 L's versus 1.
That's the blue raz is starting to hit me a little bit.
As far as I can tell, that's the only difference that these guys have going on so far.
Yeah,
they drove the same brand.
One of them has like James Bond kind of side part in here, and the other one looks like a fucking dork.
One of them looks like Coconut Head.
He does. He looks. You haven't watched it Fantasy Class. He does look like Coconut Head, man.
Yeah, that's no, I don't. Up. I wouldn't pick them out as twins. Like every time I go, oh, this is kind of the same. Then I look back and I go, no, it's really not.
Are they Australian?
I don't know. Where was this?
I
Actually,
don't know.
don't
I
know.
don't actually know if they're I don't know. They both look Australians. That
This
could be me being
says
extremely racist, and I'll take it.
they
They're
grew
from
up only
Ohio.
40 miles apart. Oh yeah, Ohio.
What?
Ohio to
40
Australia,
miles
yeah.
apart?
Um,
That's so
they
crazy.
they both had a proclivity for math and woodworking, but we're not good at spelling.
Huh.
So
Like you.
obviously, one was like, oh, "I'm going to spell Alan this way," and the other one said, "I'm going to spell Alan this way."
I don't know
And
why
that's
they look Australian. I'm going to hold strong that somewhere in their gene pool is Australian because they
so.
both the guy on the right.
Good day,
I
mate.
don't know if you're looking at the same picture I am, but like the guy
I am.
with the hair parted, he
Yeah.
looks like I don't know which James Bond movie it was. I can't think of the guy's name. He was an Australian man who somehow like duped his way to becoming James Bond. He was in one James Bond movie. He's Australian. He's got big old ears.
He
I
was
can't.
James Bond, or he was
Yes,
just in
he
it.
played James Bond. He was a male Bond.
George Lazenby.
George, yep, Lazarly. Right?
Lazenby.
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 Lazenby. That's what it is. Yep,
Yeah,
Lazenby.
whatever it is.
That guy kind of looks like James Lazenby a little bit. He was Australian. And then this guy, the other
Oh,
guy, Coconut Head, he kind of looks like, um, he looks like a guy off of this Australian sitcom that I love called Cat and Kim,
mm-hmm.
which I think is also on Netflix. If it's not on Netflix, I think it's on Hulu. But Cat and Kim, that's a very funny Australian sitcom. I think there's movies. There's a lot of different shows. There's a very popular. So. Chicky Dip, Chicky
So
Dip, Chicky Dip. Is that Australian? That's not Australian.
it's pretty good.
Chicky Dip, mate. No, I hate that.
No.
I hate that I tried.
Did it say what caused them to run into each other or come across each other or whatever?
Yeah, I think. Let's see. I gotta get their names right. Hang on.
Jim and Jim.
Oh, right. That's right. So
Or
it looks like
James and
so
James.
Coconut. I'm gonna call him Coconut Head and Lazenby.
And
So-
George. Okay.
So I know that Coconut Head, he wasn't really big into going to movies. He was this one theater in Ohio, or nearby where he lived. I can't think of the town name. It was a big enough where they had like a bunch of different theaters, and he went to the one that looked the most run down, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
As in like dudes went in there by themselves. And
Right.
came out with a bunch of napkins and sticky hands.
Right.
He liked to go to the porno theater and blow his load there. He would just get the stress out of that hard day of thinking about woodworking and that. And one night when he was there, well, I say night, it was actually like 2 in the afternoon. Don't tell me what. He was there watching. I think it was Deep Throat. I can't remember. And he did his thing and he gooshed. And he gooshed so hard that it hit the guy in front of him in the back of the head. And that guy turned around. He was like, "What the?" And he turned and looked, and he was like, "Am I looking at a mirror right now?" And Jim was just like, "Do that," and that's how they met.
Wow, that was how they met.
He grabbed him to fight him, and Jim Coconut Head always keeps his wallet in his front pocket shirt like a dork, and so it fell out. And he saw it fell on the ID. His ID fell out, and Lazenby Jim was like, "What?" Your name is Jim too. He wouldn't have even they had different last names. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Could you tell I didn't know?
That's actually it's so strange to me.
This is one of those situations where the destination is better than the journey. It's more fun just knowing they met and knowing all these facts. True. How they met probably wasn't fun. It was probably like DNA testing or something.
Yeah.
That's how everything. That's how everyone gets reunited these days. It's so lame.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is more like I picture them just like maybe on the beach one time. One of them was Coconut Head is arguing with his wife Linda.
Yeah.
And Lazenby's with his wife Linda, and he's just like, hey, that guy's wife's name is Linda too. And then they get in the car ride home and they get in a fight. And then he's like, wait, this is kind of weird. That guy's wife's name was Linda and he was fighting and now I'm fighting as well. So then the next time they went back to the beach, they were divorced. And he's like, I love you, Betty. And then he walked by and he's like, my new wife's Betty.
Hey,
Is
that's
that
the
the
guy I
same
saw
guy
fighting that.
with the Lindas? And then
Yeah.
and then the movie theater thing.
Then the movie
Yeah, I
theater
mean,
thing happened. Oh, he's like, beach, son of a beach. He's like, son of a beach.
son of a beach.
No,
I gotta find that guy.
I thought you were gonna say it was like it'd be funny if like he's at the beach with his wife one day and he sees that guy walking by. Just one of the gyms with his wife. Sees getting a gym walk by with his wife. And he's just, like they're having a bad day. Jim and Linda, they're having a bad day, and she just kind of like looks up and she's like, "Hey, Jim, that guy kind of looks like you." He's like, "Shut the fuck up, fuck off." No, they know he doesn't. Fuck you. You always say that, and it never do. You don't fucking know how to use your eyes. Like some shit like that, and that's like they could have met like 20 years before, but like he was having one bad day, and like didn't even acknowledge what she was trying to tell him. That'd be hilarious.
That's actually
like
really
that.
funny. It just occurred to me that this article that I'm looking at is on Ripley's.
Yeah, I saw that.
I wasn't even paying attention. I fucking love Ripley's, believe it or
Man,
not.
I don't
Love
even
the
know if they
show,
still make those
love the
books.
books.
I wish they
I'm
still
going
made
to a
those
museum
books.
this summer
I
in
want
a
to.
couple months. I want to go. They have just the insaneness of some of their buildings is fucking so cool to me.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. I just want to go
They're
see like
just
what they
the
have.
architecture alone is worth fucking going. I think.
Oh yeah, just
But
like
that's
how
just
they
me.
build those
Oh
buildings.
wow. They have like international locations too. I mean, I guess it makes
Oh
sense.
yeah,
It's all over the
do they
world.
still
It's
make
just
books?
I don't know, but that was the
Those books were the
shit,
best. We
man.
have a lot of those books. I used to flip through
Yeah.
those books all the time. Watch the Ripley's TV show with
Yes, dude. The TV show.
Superman or whatever that guy's name
Um,
was.
I freaking love oh, what's the guy from Illinois? The Alton Giant. Robert Wadlow. It's like one of my favorite things ever. The tallest man ever.
Oh,
He was a quarter of an inch from being 9 foot tall.
so he's a loser.
Yeah, he
What you
died at
say?
22. What a loser.
What a
Um,
fucking idiot.
but that's one of those things that sucks because
Guy couldn't even grow correctly.
they're like,
Hey,
oh,
slow down. Then everyone say, hey, slow down.
you stop
Put some
walking
hey,
so.
put some dictionaries on that boy's head. Slow him down a little bit. He's growing too fast.
Um, they say if he was born like in modern times, he would have lived
They could have, built stuff for him probably.
because he got like an infection from his ankle brace,
And
and they're like, "Well, you're dead
because
now."
it took so long for him to even feel. He couldn't really feel bottom like under his
Right?
knees
They were literally so far away
because
that
human nerves
his
can't
shit was
grow that.
shot, man.
Like
Yeah,
that's the thing that's weird is like we learned that like as a species, like our nerves we'll never grow that
they
long.
can't handle that.
It'll
Yeah,
take a while for our bodies to get used to growing that long. Like eventually
could
we'll say we're gonna be tall, skinny aliens, but if we get to that point, it'll take a long time to evolve nerves that are either strong enough to stretch that far or
obviously it's morally wrong, but could you make a lab? Could you grow him in the lab? Not him specifically, but could you grow a taller human in a lab? Could we
we
make
have
that happen?
we
I
have
think we
those,
could. I just don't
we have
think
those
people would.
fetuses now. Those uh, what are they called? Like artificial fetuses.
I don't know.
They grew like pigs. They can probably clone people. They can totally clone people.
I'm not
Grow
saying
people
him
in
though. I'm just
test
saying
tubes. They can grow people in test tubes for sure. Haven't you
could
seen
it?
the movie Avatar? Those aliens are fucking tall.
Yeah, that documentary is great.
The second one was awesome.
Oh my god, the second one's so good. But I'm saying like could a doctor like the same way people grow fucking giant pumpkins, could you make it happen? I don't know. Probably.
Yes.
I just think
Probably,
morally you would start running into red
It
tape.
would just mean trial and error, baby.
Lot of red tape.
We'd
Right.
probably need the Nazis back. They'd be the ones that would do it because there's a lot of these
Unfortunately,
things called ethics that people just don't like when you cross. Even though you learn a
right.
lot more when you cross them.
Yeah.
And you're like, what if I
Yeah.
choose this? What if I choose these people? I don't like these people, right? And it's like actually a lot of you just don't hang out with those people because you don't like
I
them.
learned.
You know what I mean?
I
It's
learned.
like, why can't
Have
we
you
just
ever
turn them into
seen?
soap? Can we turn people into soap? It's like, I mean, yeah, our fat like made soap. You gotta like kill the people first. And, like, but they gotta be like freshly killed. You can't just like dig up their bodies. It'd be super nice if you did the case. Get a lot more use out of fucking dead bodies besides rotting around.
Oh, oh goodness.
They say that what separates a savage from civilized man is the way they treat their deceased.
I never heard that before, but that's yeah.
You know where that's from? Dude.
He
Fucking
comes
assholes. It's from fucking
back
Dune, man.
around.
Dune is all dude's all over it's all over my head. All I think about.
But
Everything goes back to it because it's so complex and good.
I was gonna
It
say the
covers everything.
vastness of things that we've talked about today for you to be able to relate to, I
It's
think everything we've
ecological,
talked about
it's
is pretty
political,
amazing.
it's warfare, it's peace, it's
Peace.
society, human evolution,
Right.
human
Wow.
destruction, all kinds of good stuff, man. The hero's journey.
I want to take a second to shout out Hoopla.
Shout out
We
Hoopla.
love Hoopla. I'm getting a little bit better.
Thank you for
I've been
bringing
reading.
Invisibles, all the Invisible volumes on Hoopla. I can't wait to. I haven't started them yet because I'm reading Dune right now. I'm trying to get the first book. And then I might do like a Dune book and then a volume of Invisibles, which is probably going to definitely crack my brain open. But
Yeah.
you know, we'll see all the fun rainbows that still out.
I also want to. For the people that listen, I do a lot of Audible books. I listen to a lot of books, and I do have a free credit. And I want to get a recommendation from somebody else.
You didn't like
So, if somebody knows a good book and wants me to listen to it, comment, email. What are you looking at?
my books.
Oh, you're looking at your books. I forgot we're not in the same room, so I'm like, why is he just looking away from me?
Oh yeah, well you can't. We could see him if we weren't in this office space right now or this next to this blender.
I mean, what is that? What this is?
That looks like
That was like a
blender.
cafe or something with an
Well,
upstairs.
this is Zoom coffee. Well, the other see.
Oh, I can't even see that. I was just assuming.
Huh? You don't see that right there?
I see it
Right
now,
there?
but I see it now. I hadn't seen it, I guess I should say.
And you got like a chalkboard next to you.
Yeah.
This is for the videos. Video.
Yeah, come check out the video on YouTube. But seriously, if you know a good book that you really, really, really want me to listen to, comment us or email us, mellowbrickroadpodcast@gmail. Oh gosh. And
sorry if that was super
I would love
loud.
to
I
listen
can't
to
wait
it.
to hear that later.
It didn't sound horrible on my end, but that doesn't mean it just sounds great for anybody
cool.
else.
It's hard to look at it. It's kind of scary. It's smoking here now.
Yeah. It's kind of scary. So I'm kind of taking over your part, but I think we're almost out of time.
We're getting close out of time. You want to do a quick Venn diagram before we get out of here?
Yeah, let's do it. Episode 50.
Little party.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let's try.
Let me chug my beer.
Let's see if we can get this fast. Let's do beer koozies and plant pots. Plant pots? Yeah, plant pots.
Beer koozies.
Beer koozies and plant pots.
The pots that plants are in, they both hold I was gonna say nourishment.
They both sustain.
Yeah. I like that.
They protect the inside contents from outside forces. Protection.
I was gonna say they hug inanimate objects, but a plant is alive.
It's got to be positive.
Right.
So like,
I really like the protect one.
okay, let's move on. We don't have a lot of time. Let's go to
This thing stinks
campfires,
so bad.
campfires, and nightclubs. Yeah, I bet. What's that guy's name again?
Camel Joe.
Yeah, but Camel
Joe
Joe's fur smells
Cool.
fucking terrible. I
Joe
bet,
Camel.
dude,
It
you know how hard it is to
stinks.
get like cigarette smoke, like that nicotine smoke out of your fucking curtains? Can you imagine if it's in your camel fur? Camels have thick fucking fur, dude. That
I want
shit's
to ride a
cool.
camel.
Oh, me too. It'd be so fun. We
See
should
that.
go to Egypt and ride camels.
See the pyramids. That's the dream.
Okay, campfire and nightclubs.
Campfire nightclubs. Um, a place to meet your lover.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Um,
Both are very. But okay, hang on. Okay, so campfires.
yeah. Picture yourself at a nightclub.
Campfires, and then like nightclubs, right? Both involve like very intricate movements with what you're both involve you watching
Yep.
intricate movements.
Yep.
Both people like amongst each other. The people are
Yep.
like the campfire. They're like the fire. They're the flames, right? The flames in the campfire, they're dancing. The flames are dancing, right? What does that make you feel like when you're there? I love looking at campfires. I love just like
I do
watching.
too. I can get zoned out in a fire,
Me too.
man.
Both are just like, what's that? Is that?
While you're thinking, random
It's
thing.
almost like a very relaxing chaos.
Yes, there it
At
is.
least maybe campfires more than nightclubs because campfires are usually quiet and it's just like nightclubs are more chaotic.
Yeah, campfires are like
Both are spaces of energy.
calm
Both provide
chaos.
heat. Both provide heat.
That's what I was gonna say. Both
Yes,
produce a
both
lot of
provide
heat.
Friction.
Yeah, a little friction.
Dude.
I feel like there's more here. Both places kind of goes back to the lover thing. You can, if you lock eyes across from it,
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
something could happen.
Ooh, yeah.
If you're locking eyes across the campfire, you see that fire dancing in somebody's eyes,
very
or
intimate
the
spaces.
strobe lights
Both
in
are
somebody's
very
eyes.
intimate. Yeah.
Yes,
When you're in
actually, like not even
when you're in
joking.
a nightclub,
Super intimate places.
You're surrounded by people, but if you're with the right person, it's the only two.
And you can tunnel vision both of them. I mean, you could totally zero in both places. I'm gonna be honest. I've been to like one nightclub in my entire life.
I did not expect us to get so many answers. We didn't,
but we are way deeper.
That
yeah,
makes
that's
up.
good.
That makes up for the first one. Okay, last one.
That's good.
Reading alone and robbing a bank.
Reading.
Reading, yeah.
Reading alone.
Yeah. And then
robbing a bank.
That's kind of a tricky. I think.
Okay.
I think
reading alone, robbing a bank.
With both of them, I guess reading a book, you're not really playing out a fantasy.
I think both of them you would prefer silent. You would prefer quiet.
Ooh, yeah.
If you could control the robbing the bank into a quiet space, into a quietness, it would go better.
Both are moments of total control.
Yep.
You total control of the situation. I mean, hopefully, if you're robbing a bank, I mean, no, I don't want to say like, I don't want you to. What I'm saying in total control is, I don't want you to get hurt. No one gets hurt. Like, right? Like everything goes according to plan.
Yeah, hopefully, like, right.
Everybody stay calm, get down. No one do anything crazy. No one's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, my silence goes with that too. If it, if you're not being a psycho about it.
Both can end with beneficial experience of information gain.
Both things also, both things with that provide a payout, a satisfaction of.
There's a satisfaction in both.
Of completion.
As long as the robbing a bank goes well, and you're not reading like a super depressing book like The Road
by I was on to one. The
guy who wrote No Country for Old Men.
Both of them can allow you to.
McCarthy. Hang on, it's on top of my tongue. I don't look it up.
Both of them allow you to escape and or live vicariously, or live I don't want to say fantasy. That's kind of crazy for the bank robbing, but like you don't have to be yourself in either moment. You can play a part of somebody else in
Yeah,
that moment.
yeah. That's good. I like that. Cormac McCarthy. Also a movie, one of the most depressing movies in the world. Fucked me up like Viggo Mortensen, hashtag Aragorn. Well, that's it for the episode, guys. Thanks for joining us on episode 50 on this path. This has been fantastic.
Woohoo!
What a fun time. And we blew some fireworks. Remember those? That was fun. Or not fireworks, but confetti things.
Yeah.
Things that are really fun and fun. And I can't wait to clean
Poppers.
them up. Trace,
Oh
I wish
yeah,
you were here
you
with
had to
me.
clean. I know.
Yeah.
Me too.
We hung out yesterday, so it's okay.
Yeah, I
everyone, I
know.
hope you had a good Memorial Day. Hope you remember fondly.
Yeah.
Does that help?
That's what we want.
That's what we want. We want you to remember fondly the ones who served well.
Well done.
Thank you. Right. Let's see. Don't forget to follow us on all the social medias. My Instagram at Van Windsor, the Instagram for the show at Mellow Podcast, as well as the Facebook Mellow Road on there. Then also teed up projects for Trace. Follow him.
Yeah.
Woodworking business
Mhm.
ordeals.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start posting more of the art that I've been doing on
I
my
agree.
Instagram because I made that globe, which is hanging up over there, so I'm not going to go grab it.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to post a picture of it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then I have a lot of different things I need to that I probably could. I just don't know. It's not very good at social media. I know the whole thing. I say that all the time, and it's like because I think it's just because it's like I don't know. Everyone wants to be like good at it. It doesn't seem like it'd be hard because it's not. I guess I just make it hard in my head.
Yeah, it's not hard, but we're also people that don't feel the need to share everything, and
I don't
so
take pictures on vacation.
right. So then you'd have those two worlds clashing.
Twice for that.
Yeah. Well, one of the times she got decapitated by Longhorns, so it's okay.
That was close.
No, she didn't. She didn't, but
it wasn't heat. It wasn't heat then. It was ready to go. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on the Mellow Road today. Don't forget to send us emails. Follow us on Patreon. Let's see what else am I thinking of. YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Watch us. Watch our other videos. Watch Trace count 40 teeth in his mouth. He's got so many.
I have so many. I need to get 4 of them removed. I have so many.
Yeah, he has too many.
Too many teeth, Trace.
The Mellow Road. Thank you so much for watching again. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Trace, take us out. Fade us out right now. Go.
Peace and blessings.
Mellow Manifest, everyone. Episode 50. See you in 2 weeks for 1 year. We got some big stuff planned for you. Bye-bye.
Yahoo!